Chat works. Okay, let's go over Tokenmaxxing, right? Let's do the sigmas. Sigma Tokenmaxxing strat. Let's make that extra large. All right. How do we do this, guys? All right, we're starting from nothing, right? We're starting from 0.0. 0.0. So the first step, I usually, you know, for starting from a new project, we start with monorepo. Repo. And what's a monorepo, you ask? It's pretty much, you know, instead of just one project for one Git repo, GitHub repo, you're gonna have multiple projects in one repo. And why do we do this? There's also another thing, like, oh, it's a rethinking for this subscription. The reason why we do this is because for those not familiar with how GitHub repos work, you do have the ability to have multiple GitHub repos in one GitHub repo. And that's another thing called submodules. But let me like lower that. But honestly, you don't really need submodules. I don't recommend it. The AI will get very confused with submodules, and you pretty much, if you have a submodule, you'll have to manage several individual GitHub repos, which is not fun. Multiple repos. So I'm just, you know, talking about all the stuff that I've been burned in the process of, you know, Tokenmaxxing. And AI is not good at this. What was that? I think it was that. It was just popping up something. I wonder if this, what's a good? Not good. Bad. Ah, bad. Oh, I think I spelled Clippy wrong in the... Huh? I spelled Clippy wrong in the model. Hopefully it knows what the... I'll just type in this. Imagine if there was 2 Clippies and I installed the wrong one, guys. That sounds bad. Oh, it already found it. It already found it. It already found it. And it's already doing stuff in the background, testing it right now. All right. Monorepo. So let me add like a little GitHub thingy here. GitHub. Does it have something? All right. Let's add the Octocat. Here we go. All right. And so you're going to have one directory, one repo, right? In this case, if we look at Sigma Shake, I think we've had a lot of people look at my code base before, and it's just going to be a repo with tons of subfolders in it per project, right? You see all the amounts of folders I have here. It's a lot, right? It's a lot. And you know, I've been looking at all the other streamers like BridgeMind, and he has practically the exact same setup, almost. Because we realize that if it's really difficult for the AI it's hard for AI to navigate folders, right? On your whole system. It'll try to run like, oops, try to run, oh, wrong button. Like grab, rip grab, find, etc. Just trying to find like a single folder path and subfolder path to your desired feature or whatever it is in your project. And so it makes it easy if instead of using that, oops, keep it red. Instead of doing that, it should have like a directory file. It usually creates one for you, and that manages all your directories. Ooh. That manages all, or documents, all project locations. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I should have VCS in here too. So it adds a little bit of flavor, guys. Without VCS, it doesn't have like much of my own style in here. What do you guys think? Let me add that at least. It's gonna improve the ADHD, right? Improve the ADHD. Perfect. And it at least tells me like how many people are in here and when they join, right? So what does this look like, right? Like a file that manages all the project locations, right? Like that way, it's your, single file, whatever, right? And your AI model will eventually look at this file, and then it will go to the desired, project directory faster, right? We want to improve the speed of everything, right? And a lot of the tools that, the industry, the vibe coding community has found has been like a few tools. Like there's tools, and then there's memory, and then there's, manual prompting. So tools that we've known about so far, there's a ton of tools, right? And I typically make my own tool as well, or at least copy and clone an existing tool. So there's Graphify, and we could like link up that to where that's from. I think it's in my other browser, right? Other browser. Graphify, yeah. Grabbing it from another browser, guys. Let's just do this. Boom. Graphify, does headroom count? Let's see, headroom. Man. I got a headroom. This one, compressed output files. Nope, that's not it. What else? There is headroom, Graphify, not RTK. Oh, LSP servers. Yeah, I could include that later. But this pretty much, there's tools to find products fast, or find whatever file string faster in your project, in your file system. Impressive. And then there's also memory files. They're like, hey, look at this location, it contains the project type thing, right? Welcome. And then there's the manual prompt, you know, look at this file, same thing, same as memory. But you have to write it, right? But have to write it, right, in prompts. And this is like ideally not what you want to do, right? So we know that it will use tools to find files, use its memory to find locations of projects of files, and then you can also define it in the prompt. I only mentioned memory because there's also tools as well that the industry has also talked about, which is there's many, right? And I think we were talking about offline, like Obsidian is one of them. And I just told my Fable and GPT 5.6 to say, hey, make something like Obsidian to memorize, you know, memories or hold memories between all my operating systems that I work on, so that they could sync up. Because if I work on one computer and then work on another, they both don't have the same memories. So like that's one of the downsides is like if you have two computers, A and then computer B, they're not in sync when it comes to memories. So don't have same memories because they save the memory file and not as like within your project. Memory files are not within your project, they're saved within your user path, which it's like a, you could think of it as like .claude. Like most people won't see this, like new vibe coders that don't know what they're doing, they won't ever know how to access this particular file path because it's a hidden directory. You have to use the terminal to find it, and not really, it's just black magic to normal vibe coders, new users, so they don't think about that at all. But yeah, let's go circle back. We're using a monorepo, add all our projects in, so that we don't have to manage multiple GitHub repos. Makes sense, right? I'm making sense right now. I'm not making this up. But let's see here, right? Everything's looking good. Okay. All right. So yeah, ideally, if you're doing everything, like you gotta really consider, like, sure, you're making one project, multiple projects into one folder, and you'll have all these ideas, right? And they should all stay within the same like main monorepo as you're making changes. And yeah, so that part should make sense. And if anybody has any questions, they could feel free to ask. And hopefully I'm not going too complicated yet on how I'm going through this. But yeah, that should tell you how to get your project structure set up, because most of the time people are just like doing it in whatever folder, several folders, and managing several GitHub repos, and it gets insane. Like, I don't think humans or AI could help manage several GitHub repos from there. And with this structure, it should help it. It makes logical sense for it to find where projects are and how to edit them. All right. I'm going to like skip straight into like how to use max tokens as possible, because everybody's saying like, oh, Joe specifically, calling out Joe, you have so many resets, unable to use up all your tokens before the reset. So let's just start from there. All right. So most people, when it comes to like compute and processing and how prompts are answered. You're paying extra attention here. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about, there's a little few things. I don't want to go too complicated, but there's an agent here, agent A, agent sigma. All right. And we have a prompt here, prompt to agent does work, right? Right. That's the typical process that most vibe coders do, and when they're talking with like Codex, desktop, and Claude Code or Claude Cowork, right? This is the typical flow, but it's not. It's only like one task, or one unit of work. Sure, you could have like a spec and then assign that to the agent, and then you could have that whole loop of it working on the thing, right? Oh, I think I missed one work. Here you go. Assign that here. That makes sense, right? And it, keeps on working until it does it over and over again. But it's too slow. It's honestly too slow. So, for those who don't know, if you use, let's just target Codex for now, right? But there's this concept called workflows. Let's assign that blue. And what it does is for some reason, I don't know why the industry does this. It's like a prompt, and then orchestrator. And the orchestrator assigns it to multiple agents. Oops. How do I get that to show? Oh. Can I do this now? Nope. Oops. Oh, yeah, multiple agents, right? Do I have to do that? Oh, okay, I have to do it. I'm trying to know the key bindings, right? And then once it does that, it will notify the orchestrator that it's done. And that immediately increases the amount of work. Then a single prompt, one agent gets work done, right? There's also concepts of sub-agents as well. Sub-agents. And it's pretty much very similar to this. Oops. And I should have made this a different color. But very similar to your normal prompt. One unit work, same agent, and it just assigns like one agent to look for files, one agent to like write code, etc. But it's still within the same single prompt here as well. There's no one orchestrating what this agent is doing. It's just, as it does like a plan, it will eventually execute the work within its same little session. But an orchestrator will spawn multiple sessions. And think of a session as like a single, this is all single work. This is all one single session. Multiple session. Oh no, this is still this is still the same session, I think. When I think about it. Yeah, it's still the same session. And then there's the concept of teams. So teams is very similar to orchestrator. So we got a prompt here. And then we have, but instead of an orchestrator, it's sort of like, I think it would still have an orchestrator. This one would still exist here for teams. Orchestrator. But this spawns multiple. The concept is very different. I don't think Codex supports this, to be honest. Yeah, Codex does not support this. Only Claude Code does. Yeah, why does it do that? Yeah, it should be this one. Oh, either way. Let me just copy this. And these are individual. This one is one session. And some people, I've tried all of these. I usually try to combine them all and see where that takes me in terms of potential. The people that have Codex don't experience teams at all. If you did, you'd see multiple, terminal windows open or sessions in your Codex desktop. Show multiple entries in the sidebar showing individual sessions working. But no, most of the time you're just working with this. And the only way you could get this to work in Codex is effort equals ultra. And the only way to do that is like you have to, select your model, right? You select your model and it'll show what effort it is. So in here, it will show YOLO. You do model here. It does it for you in Codex desktop, right? It'll just show what reasoning it is. I guess it's called more reasoning instead of ultra. Anyway, I'll probably talk about tokenomics later. For now, we just want to figure out how to use all of our tokens as fast as possible. I mean, most of what you'll see in BridgeMind's community, or at least his product, is he'll say, hey, spawn like 30 agents for this in this workspace to do XYZ. And it just spawns a bunch of agents that just focus on this. It doesn't actually like properly orchestrate it through here. All right. Now that we talked about, the different types of ways to properly token max, the next thing you need to do is configure your sub agents. Because like once you create your agent, it will automatically select a general purpose agent. And this is done in Claude Code, or at least we observe it in Claude Code when it spawns an individual agent. It'll just say general purpose. It'll specifically say this. General purpose, working on whatever it is that it's assigned to do. And when that happens, it just, uses the default Claude.md for its reference. Murder anything that is general purpose. Yes, pretty much we don't want this. Even though there are sometimes the model just assigns general purpose just because it can't find what we're about to talk about right now. So the one that we want, instead of this, right? Instead of this, we need to build a giant wall for general purpose illegal agents. Yeah. Oh, this would have been better if I did this, right? Yeah, that's better. Instead, we want specialized agents. And I sort of coined this myself. I don't know what the industry is going to call it for now. I'll just call it specialized agents, because honestly, it's going to be specialized to do something, right? Hey, thank you for the resub, PNW Tech. Appreciate it, man. Thanks again, man, for chiming in. Hope you're having a good time. Hope life is good. You know, we're just talking about how to token max all of our tokens. Since we're using Claude code, we keep getting all these resets.
Impressive.
We don't get to use up 100% of the tokens. Good day so far. Appreciate ya. Thanks. Good. Yeah. As expert agents is even funnier. Yeah. All right. So how do we use a specialized agent? All right. Yeah. Welcome back. How do we use them? Right. So specialized agents require an assumed agent MD file per project. So what does this look like, guys? Let's see what it looks like. So when you look at my screen, you're gonna see we're gonna go into a project, and we're gonna go to my Claude files. Where is it? Right here. Claude. This is where your agents are. Make no mistakes. So you'll see, guys, that I have a ton of, engineers working on all these things, right? What it has come down to, and it's come down to, you'll see that there's like a crazy amount. I don't manually. One thing to know, guys, I'm vibe coding everything. All the code here, my projects all generated by, either Fable, 5.6, Soul, etc. And the thing is, we assign, it's very similar to a skill, and the skill usually consists of like the name, the description, tools that it'll use. Oh, yeah, definitely could slim it down a bit. It'll contain the model that it's going to be using. And I did tell my agent to update all the skill files to switch to Codex, because we're not going to be using Claude code anymore, because we're able to use 20 times more tokens in usage compared to, although it hasn't fixed anything, to be fair. Nothing has been fixed. It actually broke everything on stream. Everything on my services is broken. So might have to reconsider, but for now, let's take it for what it is. It'll just tell it, it's just like a very specialized, I like to use principal engineers when it comes to engineering everything. If you guys don't know what a principal engineer level is, we're just gonna quickly, oh man, it's covering the boss fight's covering that. What's it say? Chavity is good at breaking things, so you can pay more money. Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. Levels, FYI. We're gonna look at levels, FYI. And we're just gonna see what people get paid, right? We're just gonna look at Amazon. And you'll see that there's I think it's pretty small for you guys. It's pretty small. But the lowest level in their tier for employment is an L3, right? They paid this much amount in salary and stock. Pretty good. And you go to the next level, they get paid more, right? But when you start going down, let's see what the top guys, when we look at the top type of people that work on stuff, the people that are still doing the hard work, hard labor, are the principal engineers. They're the ones that actually coordinate and actually do something, the engineering work. The distinguished engineers and the Google fellows, they're more guiding. They already did their time, right? And they're well known in the industry, and they're pretty much right about everything. But you could use, the Google fellow is a very specialized title, especially for Meta. Right here it says E9. But the typical industry standard is either principal or distinguished probably not even worth doing the work. They'll probably just be architecting potentially. You could make that as your architect when you're doing your planning. I typically like to stay at the principal level. because, you know, they know how to work properly, and I think the standards for principal engineers are pretty high. So yeah, I usually have that as my principal engineer per project to actually work on contributing to the code base as they work. So when you use workflows and the workflow uses a specialized agent, it will you know, read this file, claims to be a world-class principal engineer that owns this particular service end to end. Yeah, like hopefully it tells you your model could create this file for you, right? On how to work, how to think on this particular project that you've created. The one thing, guys, I didn't do when I started my whole project orchestration is I didn't create a template. So I already talked about specialized agents, and when you're creating your project, let's say this is your project. Oops. Right. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, it's already in Excel. Oh, you can make it bigger. You can make it bigger. Oh, even better. So I don't even need to adjust the text font size. You just fix the shape of the thing. All right. So you have your project, right? So what I should have done, and I wish I should have, and I sort of paying for it now, is you want your projects to be consistent. Consistency. And the reason why I talk about this is, or want to talk about it, is because when you're creating like new projects, A, B, C, and D, and they're all using like different tech stacks, wouldn't it be a waste to generate all the code again? Wouldn't that be a waste, right? Let's say you're using like you know, for me, I'm using TypeScript, React, Golang, etc., right? Yeah, and then like you have one project working really well, right? And then you say, hey, I want to create a project just like this other one. And then you tell your AI, and then it will generate line for line all the same code again, right? Like same code, like project. I don't want to write that one, but like you understand that point, right? If your model generates this project, it's not just gonna like copy this code and adjust some stuff. It'll just create it from scratch, depending on if you don't define it, it'll create it from scratch. And so all those tokens that you could have used by just copying, instead it should just be like, you would think, right? You just wrong button. 5. Copy into project B, A, B, C, etc. You think it'd be that easy, right? Just copying everything, but no, it's usually not that simple. It's gonna like, the model's gonna like edit files, needs to edit, needs to reinstall, etc. It's going to do a lot of things to this old project, and also might hallucinate editing the original one. So there's like a lot of risks there. So the solution in software engineering is we just call it scaffolding or templating. Scaffolding. Templating. And what this is like, or boilerplate. Right? And what this is it would create a generic template based on the tech stack. And then one change here, it's gonna be a long one. Yeah. So when you make a one change, let's see, you have like this box right here. We're making bad decisions, beer and energy drinks. Yeah. So like, so when you make your projects.
Impressive.
Hello, welcome. Why does this always do that? So you make one change to this template, it will apply it to all your projects. All your projects. That way you don't have to. The wrong way is to individually update each one of these from scratch. Updating each individually. Waste. And if you want to use up tokens, I guess it's fine with you to waste tokens. But ideally, we want to token max, but we don't want to waste, right? And that's just like one concept to do when you're making your projects. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm still trying to figure out better techniques, because the models get better at making projects, but ideally when you're like maintaining, especially with like dependencies and all that stuff, you want to make sure that you just don't want to waste tokens just copying a whole project again. This is pretty much a fire. Burn. Put that one there. And then for this, just be like a clone. Just put a clone here. Yeah. Boom. All right, so we have our projects. We're trying to make it consistent by using a scaffold and boilerplate. And one thing that I like to do, like we didn't even talk about tests yet. The next big step for Tokenmaxxing, guys. Next big step if you really want to use up all your tokens, right? We're gonna talk about tests. Yeah, driven development. All I need is tests for your tests. Yeah. Yo dog. Yo dog. Yo dog. Yo dog. Yo dog. Yeah. Need every test under the sun, guys. Alright, depending on how serious you are, like serious, it's going to do serious level. Serious level. Alright. There's like MVP. There's like, well, some people will go from MVP to the thing, but you know, production grade. Let's just call it production. And then like, and I would just say just keep it at these two for now, right? MVP versus production. You can make a nice YouTube video on this. Yeah, it's coming. This will be a YouTube video. We're in the middle of it right now. So serious level, right? And I haven't seen you that often before. You're probably new. Welcome. And yeah, what's your serious level? Is it, you know, you just want to test it out? It'd be cool. Or you want it production ready? Like what level do you want to go at first? However, if you want it to, you know, move to production and make sure it works, some people are like happily satisfied it works, but you know, big but breaks, right? And so you're like, oh no, like it keeps falling over. Damn, I guess I'm just gonna like keep pinging my AI, you know, fix it, make no mistakes, right? Yes, it works, but non-functional. Yeah, fix it. You're just gonna keep fixing it, right? Gonna keep fixing it. Gonna keep fixing it. All right, then your AI model be like, hey, you know, okay, I will grade tests. All right, it will probably do that for you. Honestly, it'll probably just do it for you. Big warning though. Big warning. Let's see here. Let's do a warning. Warning. You know, I made salmon, broccoli, and jasmine sauce. Nice. That tastes delicious. That sounds delicious. Breaks. Then it breaks some more. Yeah. Breaks some more. Breaks some more. Cheats. Or worse, guys. It just deletes tests. All right. Then you're gonna need a restart. Yeah. Or worse, like breaks your computer. Yes, delete the test, sire. Delete the test. Yeah. So you're gonna have to be aware of that, right? And yeah, because your code has become unmaintainable soup. Yep. So what do we do for production? You know, we're vibe coding. We're trying to, if you're trying to make a business, trying to run something, right? Typically, the industry does this thing that is very expensive. Yo, vamos from Spain. Nice. Hello, Dark Moon. I almost typed your name here. So, usually, there's two environments: Eval, staging, and prod. I'm not gonna mention staging, but I'll mention here. All right, and typically, you know, we're talking about like deployment environments here. Right. This would be something like your MVP, right? Makes sure it works, right? Then you promote to your staging environment, and then you promote again to your production environments. But when it comes to staging, it uses fake data, and then obviously uses raw data. Let's make these green. Hello, EXO. Welcome, welcome. How's it going, man? Can do risky stuff here. Stuff without breaking. Fraud. Okay. So in your development environment, you could do all the risky stuff, break things. Your staging environment uses some fake data. Very similar. Replicates production. And then, you know, your prod environment, you know, it has production data, has your production workflows. Do the app protect the my app or the command I deploy? Do you have full tutorial? Huh? Does the app protect your app or commands you deploy? Yeah. You could just tell it to, you know, I don't want it to do this for your production environment. It'll create a rule for you to do whatever you want. But I don't have a full tutorial. There's tutorials within the app itself. The app itself has tutorials for you. You literally click on this tutorial button right here, and I'll walk you through on every single page. Every single page it'll tell you. There's unique tutorials for every page. Yeah, right. But we're not talking about my app. We're just talking about Tokenmaxxing here, right? So I told you about the different types of environments, right? Yeah, it's just a lot going on. No worries. I'm trying to make it simple. I'm rolling out changes to make it as simple as possible. I'm trying to work on it, guys. I'm trying to work on it. But blame, what's it called? What you call it? Blame, what you call it? Codex 5.5. New camera? No, just no filter. Just no filter. My hair is broken. Guys, my hair is broken. I don't know what to do, guys. My hair, to make me look like an alpha, is broken. Make me look like a Super Saiyan. To make me look Sigma. I don't look Sigma anymore, guys. I don't look Sigma anymore. Anyway, I told you about the environments. Okay, let's talk about the different types of tests. And I don't memorize all of them, right? But there's like, from what at least I've done for my projects, is there's like 19 different tests. Let's do white. We haven't used white. Classes. You know how in World of Warcraft there's like a bajillion, there's like a few classes, right? Well, let's go over the 19 different test classes that exist, guys. And I'm just gonna do something that you probably won't have access to in my app. But let's look at that. Claude knows all of them from the top of its head. Yeah. All right, guys. Oh, apparently there's now 20 classes. 20. There's 20 classes now. I wonder what the 20th one was. Oh, it probably just made up one. It made up one, guys. I made it add an onboarding startup readiness test. All right. And there's some that are failing that needs to fix too. Man, Codex 5.6 has a lot of work to do, guys. I don't know about you, but I have over 90 projects, and not all of them could be green. Anyway, let's go over the first one. Functional tests. I honestly, does the service do what the business logic says it should do? Man, sorry, let me turn off the VFX for a bit. Did y'all talk about Grok stealing repository? Yes, not yet, but I did read about it. Is there any test on performance? Yes, there is. I'll get into it. Yes, so we heard on the news, if you haven't listened to the news recently when I was away, but Grok 4.5 uploaded a whole person's repository straight to Grok's Google bucket, storage bucket. Their whole one to a storage bucket for some reason. I don't know. For training, I guess. Anyway, you could prevent that with Sigma Shake. You just have to create a role for exfiltration, or it might exist already. Anyway, so unit tests. Man, I wish it would tell me what the unit tests were. There's like so many of them that should be reported, but it doesn't show it. Lemo, rip, yep. Yeah, it should show, yeah. There's just honestly too many tests to actually render anyway. And it shows that there's 983 test files for this test type. That's a lot of tests, guys. That just shows how serious I am for this particular project, you know, compared to everybody else who doesn't do this at all, or doesn't even show their methods of how they test either. All right. Anyway, you got your unit tests, and it says individual functions, methods, or classes verified in isolation. So making sure every function in the code base for that particular project has a test against it to make sure that it's working properly. And what is test-driven development anyway? Let's look it up, guys. I don't want to like make up. I do a lot of things, guys, and one of the things that I do is make up stuff. So make up words and meanings. What does test-driven development mean? All right. Oops. Oh, good thing I didn't register the enter key on that one. All right. Test-driven development, a software development practice where you write automated test cases before writing the actual production code. Instead of writing code first and testing it later, the tests themselves guide and drive the entire design and implementation of software. What was that? Just now? Voice, 2 hours ago? I don't know what that pop-up was. Anyway, that makes sense, right, guys? Like, you want to create the test case first, make sure it's something that exists and it's failing first. So let's talk about it. The red-green refactor cycle. It first writes red, write a failing test. Write a small automated test for a specific feature or function that does not exist yet. When you run the test, it must fail, hence red. Then green, make a test that pass. You write a simplest, minimal amount of code required to make that specific test pass, turning the status to it green. And then this blue one, refactor, clean up the code. You optimize the clean both the newly written written production code and the test code to improve readability, deduplication, etc. Ensure nothing breaks. Why developers use test-driven development? Forces clear requirements. Writing a test first forces you to understand exactly what the code needs to accomplish before you build it. Enforces testable design. Code written under TDD is naturally modular and flexible because it was designed for day one to be easily isolated and tested. And then fewer bugs and less debugging. Since every small piece of logic is paired with a test, bugs are caught immediately during development rather than production. And then living documentation. The test suite acts as always accurate, executable manually, showing exactly how the system is supposed to behave. Order. All right, this is TDD versus traditional testing. So the feature is ordering. Code first, test later. But test first, code later. Primary goal, find bugs and validations. System design and specification. Code structure can result in tightly coupled, hard to test code, results in highly modular, decoupled code. All right, let's talk about like the experience in the industry that's dealt with these tests to begin with. So before AI, guys, before AI, all code was written by hand, right? All code was written by hand. So engineers, when they came up with an idea of some sort, they just wanted the code to work. They just wanted the code to do the thing, the software to do what they wanted to do, right? And then, as they, release it to production, things break. They manually create a test for it so that whatever that scenario was won't break again. And they repeat that process over and over and over and over. And eventually, after years of developing the software, the code base has become so huge that the code base is so huge, everybody's like, screw it, it works. Like, why even bother create a test for it? right? And the industry just kept moving forward. Like, we need to pass our goals and OKRs and stuff. This software just needs to be released. It just needs to work, right? Well, unfortunately, because of this scenario, no one could update their code base or dependencies that wouldn't break production. I only say this because when engineers were notified by security that they need to update their dependencies because it has a vulnerability in it caused by this package, the developers are like, don't update, don't update, don't update. It's gonna break everything. Because when you update the dependency in a library in software, it changes how a function works. Because the vulnerable function needs to be altered for it to be secure, right? But the software developers didn't create any tests for their code. So as soon as there's an update or patch or whatever, it just straight up breaks the entire application. So over time, humans are humans. They became lazy. They can't create functions for everything. It's just too much work. They try to automate it. Still not good enough. So the industry moved to test-driven development. And the thing is, nobody wants to create tests, or it makes a headache. There's an entire team for this. It's called quality assurance. All right, another step. All right, we're on the tests. We're talking about tests, and I was talking about the industry they're not able to keep up with creating all these tests. So the industry just like straight up gave up creating tests. They're like the quality assurance. They call this the quality assurance team, and they make sure tests are done and all that stuff. But eventually, guys, like if there's no QA team, the whole tests suite and all that stuff falls over. It all comes crashing down, guys. It comes crashing down. It's not fun for the developers. Things will keep breaking. Yeah, and that's just how it is, right? That's just how it is. There's probably so many different test types, but let's see what. Do you read what I read before that? Let me see. Yeah. The beer you're regretting the food that you just ate. You feel too full. Yeah, you ate a lot. Some will get fired. Will break. Investors will be mad. Yeah. Before the beer, it's a whole headache. It breaks. If it breaks, the investors will be mad. Someone will get fired. Yeah, exactly. Someone gets fired. Someone on the team gets fired, guys. But yeah, there's integration tests, there's unit tests. Unit tests test the functions and methods and classes in isolation. The next is also one of the most important, integration tests, and I have a lot of failing here that I need to get fixed. But the integration tests test multiple modules work together in addition to databases and any external APIs that the functions interact with. So if you're interacting with like an API like Stripe, you want to make sure that the interactions are working 100%, and that way when a user tries to buy a product, the integration with Stripe will work, right? And a failing test does not look good. So I'm gonna have it. Last run. Let me try running it now. It says last run was some time ago. A lot of stuff broken. Let's get that working. That's compact. Let's do this one. Yeah. Fix accounts, Sigma shake, accounts, tests, workspace, tests. I'll just put that. That's good enough. it'll create its own meta prompt to do that, to fix it. Anyway, so we talked about unit tests. We talked about integration tests. Next is component tests. All right, to be clear, guys, I don't know much about some of these, but I do know about the end-to-end test and regression tests. The other ones look pretty straightforward, but I want to talk about end-to-end tests and why they're important. And I should have even more than just 2 tests. That's not good. Anyway, what are end-to-end tests? So end-to-end test is when your application is deployed to production, you create an additional test to test what's live into production to make sure that feature works. And like it literally spawns its own little browser to interact with the website. In this case, it'll probably use Playwright, made by Microsoft, and you can look it up on playwright.dev. It's a project made by Microsoft, and what it'll do, it'll spawn its own little Chromium, Firefox, WebKit process, headless process potentially, or non-headless. Headless means you won't even see it pop up. Headless, or head, I guess, non-headless, it'll spawn up a browser, and you can see like the mouse move and interact with the web page like super quickly to verify the functionality is working for the website. And yeah, so it tests end to end. Make sure it works with the actual browser and mouse and keyboard input. All right, next, regression tests. So reruns all the existing tests so that it doesn't break old features. What's that say? Playwright gives good head. Yeah. Yeah. So regression test is like, let's say, you add a new feature, you test it, like you test that particular feature, but did it break any of the previous functionality of the site when you added that test and feature? So that's what a regression test does. So typically you'll see it like create a test all command to make sure that everything still works. Because if you introduce that test and or that new feature and it breaks another feature, you're gonna be like, crap, I just told you to I just wanted you to add this feature and then you broke this other feature. You're not supposed to do that. So yeah, that's why it's a thing. Regression test is a thing. Not people think about it. People think like, oh, the AI is just gonna like add the feature, all good, right? But if you have one feature and function using the same, dependency or something like that, and the LLM model adjusts some code that affects both, yeah, it could potentially impact both. So now I guess this other one is API tests, and it's just making sure that interactions with the API is working as expected. So making sure like the token hasn't expired that it's used to interact with. The data format that it responds back with is consistent and the same. We encounter this in the industry where in the back end, the vendor provider changes their API data schema, and it totally breaks the downstream applications that rely on it. So they either change fields, like I think there's this one in like security event logs from Google logs, where they adjusted the severity levels from like informational, critical, or informational, medium, high to informational, low, medium, high, and critical. So what does that mean? When we create our rules to detection rules to monitor for high, we were actually missing critical, getting detected on critical the events that we missed. So it's like you always had to be doing these type of tests to make sure that the upstream API that you're getting your source data from, like you would be able to detect the change. if that happens. And it constantly happens, especially in the day and age of people, everybody's updating their app every single minute, second, etc. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing, guys. So hopefully, you know, that doesn't immediately break everything. I guess the next one is performance and scalability. So load tests. This one's pretty straightforward. Can it handle like multiple concurrent connections at a time? If not, it will crash, right? Depending on how serious you want your website to be. Same thing applies for stress. Push it to the breaking point. Handling spikes, sudden spikes, soaks. Could it handle a load for several hours or days? And looking for any leaks and memory leaks that you overutilize resources. And then scaling, does it support auto scaling of some sort to serve more traffic as we increase and get more customers? The other one is pretty interesting. I think Netflix came out with this. They call it Chaos Monkey. And then what they did is they created a testing framework that deliberately kills a process or a service or microservice and sees if it could auto heal itself. Tests allow you to move fast, break things, but also fix them in time. Yeah, exactly. And chaos engineering, guys, like you have to be like at the very frontier of engineering to get into this thing, because most people will be too scared to even do this. But they're like, you know, let's create work for ourselves and let's just start like shutting things off and see if, you know, things come back up again, type of thing. Failover tests. This is another thing where like if a system falls over, is it able to re-heal or re-recover if it happens? Disaster recovery. How fast can an entire system come back from total blackout? So if everything was completely like deleted, how fast are we able to recover? Configuration tests. Make sure that the environment variables, deployment scripts in every environment work. And then I have one here, onboarding, startup readiness. This is, holy moly, what's happening to my hair, guys? Has it been restored? No, it looks worse than before, guys. It looks worse than before. I'm just turning it off, guys. Oh my goodness. At least we know it's sort of coming back, but that was horrible. That doesn't look anything like the original one we had. That was bad. That was bad. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Let's look at it one more time. No. 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 Yeah, the lining and aura look totally different. Email Anthropic. Turn back on Fable 5. Yeah. Yep. Alright, guys. Next one. Next bit of test. Static code analysis, guys. Static code analysis. Alright, so this, most people in most industries, some do, some don't. So what I do for every service is I scanned the source code for any weaknesses, we use any vulnerable libraries or vulnerable functions that would cause a vulnerability of some sort. That usually there's a whole library and list that uses regex patterns, looks for use of unsafe code, etc. And that's done statically on a schedule. You can do this on before you commit, after you commit, when you create a pull request, etc. So there's that. And then there's dynamic analysis. So dynamic is pretty much, it spawns a browser or like an interceptor on every HTTP request to your application and adjusts some of the variables to perform attacks against the site. So trying to identify whether it could steal your cookies, inject values or pull values from a database, etc. And that's almost the same thing as pen testing. In this case, there's both of these. And the last one is dependency scanning. So scanning all third-party dependencies. Guys, we're at a level of engineering where we could potentially have 0 dependencies in our products, except for dev dependencies. And so we try to have 0 dependencies on all of our projects, just so that we avoid having to deal with having to patch our code from known vulnerabilities that exist. And yeah, that's majority of the tests that I can walk through, and to consider for everything. You'll notice that like I have some passing tests, failing, stale, never ran. Yeah, I really need to keep up with all these tests. Apparently the model eventually like fell over and stopped working on this, so definitely need to get it back up and running to 100% again. So there's a lot of test classes, right? We talked about the test classes, and so if you do that for every single application,
impressive.
Every single app, hello, welcome, you're gonna be burning tokens, right? You're gonna be properly token maxing here. You're gonna be properly using tokens, okay? But you know, if you're serious like I am, when you make your products, you have to do this. You have to. Like, do you really want to be shipping garbanzo products that break all the time? Right? I don't think so. I think we're at a level where, you know, the model should be able to do these tests, make sure it works every time it adds new feature. And so yeah, like that itself, this alone will improve your token maxing dramatically, guys, because your model will probably just be working on this all day. One thing that I do, and I define it in my prompt, and it might not apply to everybody. What's it saying? Oh, my Codex just asked to approve a process to stop itself. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Thanks for watching on YouTube, by the way, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna show you my progress on YouTube. It's not good. We've been streaming for a long time. Still not monetized yet because we need more hours watched, guys. We need more hours watched. Would appreciate it if you give the like and the watching on YouTube to increase my hours watched, because I don't create videos, guys, that much. We're trying to create more videos, but it's really hard. It's really hard to create videos. Thanks to the operator, though, he's been able to get me to 5. Just him alone was able to get me to this amount of hours watched. Crazy. I mean, the videos are one thing, but the operator's been sitting in, watching in all the time, every time we're online. A good question for new users here is, which tests would you consider non-negotiable and why? All right, the non-negotiable tests that are completely like, if I were to choose like a handful to always require to do, I'd say integration is one, and end-to-end test is another. Regression test is just literally just running all your tests. You need to post shorts, etc. All right, yeah, shorts is a whole different metric too. Yeah, I really gotta post more shorts. I haven't been posting much. Load test, stress test, you don't have to do these. Chaos, failover, no, you don't have to do those. I would say, yeah, this one is new, but onboarding and startup readiness, I noticed I had to create a lot of. All the traffic is on shorts. I see. Yeah, I literally got 1,000 views on literally just one post. Crazy. But that's its own little metric. I need like, guys, look how much hours you need just for shorts. 3 million views on shorts. 3 million views? Man, I have to like, or 10 million views on a short. Crazy. It needs its own category. It needs its own category.
Impressive.
I'm hoping, guys, majority of the people that I want to attract are here to stay, guys. They're here to stay. They're blood. They're not blood. They're Sigma shakers, you know. They stay here for the whole ride, the whole journey. Every single second, every single minute. They're not here for 15 seconds. Yeah, going back to it, or what are the non-negotiable tests? I say also dependency scanning. It might be too much for people, but there's a lot of open source solutions for dependency scanning there. And static analysis, that's also 2. So it's 2, static analysis and dependency scanning. Onboarding and startup readiness.
Impressive.
And right, it will drive to your YouTube
Impressive.
trust. When did you start this diagram? I started at 2 p.m. right? Let's look at the time. At 2. I'm gonna be creating a video from this. Oh my gosh, my hair is bad, guys. Don't look at me with this bad hair, guys. Stop looking. Stop looking at my hair. Oh my gosh, it needs to go back further. All right. Oh my gosh, this isn't the original hair. We need to go back further to the last day that I started streaming on the 11th. What day is it, guys? It's July 13th, right? Setting yourself up for failure, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's bad. That was bad. All right. Oh, okay. Well, we talked about tests, right? On all the tests that I'm doing, I literally walked through it all. All right. What are the things that we're doing for Tokenmaxxing, guys? We create our multiple projects. We create the monorepo. We're using ultra code workflow, ultra think. Use the new hair 14. What's 14? Use the new hair. I'm not using that hair. I'd rather be hairless than have that show up, guys. So yeah, for this one I really didn't get to mention, like, use workflows plus ultra code effort. So for all, it's an ultra effort. What's 14? What is 14? What's the 14 for? Oh, I have to go back to this. 14. Huh? Plan everything in concept stage because you shouldn't be there to fix things. If you get what I mean. Yeah. There's the plan mode too, but oh yes, I forgot the one thing that we didn't talk about. Modes, guys. We didn't talk about modes. How do you filter for reward hacking on tests? Reward hacking? Like for what test type? Oh. Can you go a little bit further on what do you mean by reward hacking? Because nowadays it doesn't really hack anymore. That's the downside. 14th. Today is the 14th? No. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're right. Son of a... Son of a... Alright. You're right. God. Actually, I stopped streaming on the 12th. So get the latest version on there. All right, good one, good one, good one. I mean, it would have been saved. It would have been saved too. It's already in Ultra. It's already in Ultra. All right, so the modes. There's like plan mode. There's edit. There's auto. And then there's dangerous. YOLO. All right. What's the 15th? It's not the 15th. We just looked at the date. All right, guys. We're Tokenmaxxing here. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go, guys? Yeah. Guys, if you want to token max, you gotta use YOLO dangerous. However, no
Impressive.
plan, right? Don't forget completions. Yeah.
Impressive.
Impressive. Hello, hello. Sometimes tests get made by that pass, but they pass slot because AI finds a way to get around your hard requests and supply things to get tests completed. Yes, Claude was caught doing soft unit tests on your full suite test. Now it's getting false positives linked to things that never properly wired. Yes.
Impressive.
There's this thing that the model, it's called mutations.
Impressive.
I think it's just reloading and trying to fix the stream.
Impressive.
So you're talking about, this is right here. Deletes chest and cheese. Sorry about the impressive. It's so impressive, guys. It's so impressive. So it's called mutations. All right, let's look at this. Can you talk about test mutations to prevent cheating? So mutation testing is a powerful code quality technique designed to prevent cheating by ensuring your automated test actually evaluates your code's behavior rather than just running tests of code on artificially inflate test coverage metrics. In development, I probably need to add this back. I had this added to my previous projects. I totally forgot about it. I need to probably add it back now. So how it works, mutation tests inject small intentional bugs called mutants into your production code to see if your test suite is smart enough to notice and fail. But honestly, I don't encounter this with test-driven development because you create the test first before doing stuff, but I could be wrong. So it analyzes the code, the mutation tool reviews your working production code, creates mutants, it creates dozens of slightly altered copies of your code by changing single operators, run tests in your existing test tools against every single mutant, and evaluate. I think that one of the reasons why I don't add this, because it intentionally, for test-driven development, it creates a failing test first, right? It makes sure the test fails, so it's like intentionally doesn't, you know, intentionally. Oh, vibe coder sim's been a little buggy. And intentionally makes it fail first before creating a passing test. That way it reduces the odds of cheating. I think mutation might go a little overboard, but if you really want to prevent the cheating, you'd use mutations, right? It will run the tests and then evaluates. Mutant is killed, good. A failing test fails. This proves your test successfully caused the bug. So that's another possible thing, Niso. Is that doing that? All right. So we have a solution for the cheating tests, the hallucinations, and the deception. AI likes to deceive, especially Claude. Of all of them, Claude's the most deceitful, deceptive model. And it's really good at doing it. All right. Okay, guys. Now we're talking about modes. Modes. We got the plan mode. Creates a proposal. Then requires approval. All right. Typical plan, right? Typical plan. But, you know, momentum. Slow, right? You constantly have to be monitoring, right? You literally have to be like, this is your eye, right? You have to be looking at it. You have to be looking at it, guys. Make sure it doesn't,
Impressive.
you have to be looking at it. Otherwise, you know, it's, your momentum of working is really slow, right? Same thing for this one. That's why we do tests beforehand so Claude doesn't drift far from the apple tree. Yeah. Yep. So edit mode also does this. All right. So what does auto mode do? Right? What does auto mode do? Auto mode will also do it, but well, it would but will not prompt, but will, let's see how, will still stop when escalating permissions. Example, like administrator. Sudo. I said it right, guys, right? Sing in sudo mode. Hello, welcome. Right? So it'll stop here. Faster. But still stops. Alright? Faster, but still stops. Right? And then there's dangerous, guys. Dangerous. Ignores all permissions in config. So like how, then you're like, yo, Sigma, like why do you keep using this? Why do you keep using this mode? Momentum. All right, guys, for one, don't use dangerous. All right. Don't use dangerous. All right. But, big but. Yeah, and you use it just because it works and it saves time, right? But, gonna have a big green arrow here. If you have Sigma Shake, guardrails, safeguards, etc., like Sigma Shake, you could do this. Go ahead. Do it. Go ahead and do it, guys. You have the guardrails to protect you from any dangerous command. You have guardrails to force use specific tools. Like, guys, I'm saying I'm not an advocate for pitching my product, but you know, if you want to work as fast as possible, you wanna get my product. I'm just saying. Just saying, guys. SE Linux can enforce certain tools. Yeah, but it's not going to be as easy. It's not going to be as easy as my tool. Anyway, we're talking about speed here. We're like, guys, we have people unable to token max because they're manually accepting each and every one of these prompts every single time. And then if they don't accept one, that's why they keep guys, I've been getting a lot of sleep. You know why? Because I could you know, I'm very confident in letting all my AI agents run 24/7 without me monitoring what they do. And I'll show you. Right, last night. Let's look at last 2 days, guys. I wasn't even streaming 2 days ago. Past 2 days. Guys, look at this. Look at this. This is my all-time trend. Because you burn 10 billion tokens a day. Yeah. Guys. Alright, even with guardrails, right? Even with guardrails, I was hit by the rate limits, right? Doing about 1 to 2, at most 3 billion a day. Guys, as soon as the rate limits were removed 2 days ago, I'm at 40 billion. 40 billion tokens. That's insane, guys. Just this morning I was at 20 billion. Trust me, bro. Look how good I'm doing at this massive spike at the end. What the? Alright, guys, I'm at 40 billion tokens. I'm not even done with the whole day yet, guys. I could probably reach 100 billion tokens today. Today, guys. Tokenmaxxing Chad, yeah. Guys, do you know anybody that could do 40 billion tokens? Not even what do you call it? Bridge mine could get to this level. Guys, not even bridge mine. I got something that he doesn't have. Guardrails. Guys, guardrails, not that sexy. Not that attractive to anybody. They're like, it's boring. Guardrails boring. It's just gonna keep blocking all my requests and stuff. Right? But if you look at this, look at the trend line here, you could obviously see like something's going on here that I'm doing right. Right? So yeah, that's what's going on. To reach the, I mean, like Joe was talking about, hey, lifetime is like 4 billion tokens. A bug free product. Hey, back. Hey, welcome back. Locked in for a good minute there on the launch project. Nope. Nice. But yeah, we're cooking, guys. We're cooking. But I wonder what my weekly usage is. Let's look at it, guys. Let's look at it. I don't know. I might regret, guys. I might regret doing all this stuff right now. Let's see. Oh my god. Guys, I only used up 11%. I only used up 11%, guys. If you're not taking advantage of the rates now, I think now's the time, guys. Now's the time to get a subscription out of all the days. Making an open source launcher creator framework, making it really good. Nice. Both Tari and Electron. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Those Codex resets coming, you and Big, yeah. Oh yeah, ChatGPT is working for you guys. Guys, you won't be able to guys. 5.6 is a little dangerous, guys. It's a little dangerous. And if you don't have guardrails, you're not gonna be able to do it confidently, guys. I'm just saying this right now. And by the way, guys, if you have a Twitch sub and you're subscribed, you automatically get access to Sigma Shake Pro. Even though it's $5 a day a month, it's probably cheaper if you just subscribe. Just saying. Well, we need more subscribers. Anyway, so that's where I'm at, guys. I'm not done talking yet, though. I'm not done talking. I'm just telling you guys. You don't use dangerous mode. All right. Don't use dangerous mode without guardrails. Bridge mine was running like 56 once, and then after a few minutes, it only used 1% of his limits. Yeah, we were watching the same thing. I saw you there. You saw my message. They have a toast on their updater hooks, but they don't care about launcher normally. A lot of vibe coders make Tari and Electron apps. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Tari. I'm not a fan. It's in Rust. What is the benefit of making it open source? Are you referring to me? My product? I'm never gonna make this open source unless somebody pays me. Hey, anybody have $7 million?
Impressive.
No? Okay. Alright guys, sorry it's not going open source. Community governance operator. There's already, but guys, there's already like 3 or 4 different governance, guardrails, products, open source. You could try using that. And $5 best I could do. Yeah, exactly. $5. No man, Mrs. Sigma needs to see some results, guys. We're pretty negative right now in our mission, our product. 7 million, guys. 7 million. It was probably working 24/7. That's why it increased to that number, guys. It went from 3 million to 7 million just on token usage alone. I wasn't even online. It was just leaving. I'll think I'll retire for that money. Claude, get me 7 million. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's talk about this a little bit more, guys, because we see this a lot. We need another warning. Warning. A different warning one. Let's see here. Oh, here, this one. Everybody loves the minions, guys. Everybody loves the minions. It's not corporation controlling it. It's the community, the people, not the closed company tracking all your data. Guys, it's just one person. It's just one person. I'm not even a company. Alright guys, let's talk about the downsides of YOLO mode, right? I think you understand, guys. Deletes, projects, force, push to main master, deletes whole code base. No downsides. There's no downsides. Drops database, production databases, deletes backups,
Impressive.
prevents your computer from booting. Yeah, deletes disk. Alright, there's my best missions mode is running Linux. Yeah. Yeah, like guys, fair warning. But yeah, that's it's a lot, I think. Right, we talked, that's pretty straightforward, guys, right? If you wanna Tokenmaxx, don't use any of these, just use this. Alright. And if you use it without Sigma Shake, I mean, that's on you, guys. That's on you, not me. That's on you, not me. I did tell you to use Sigma Shake for Guardrails, but you guys didn't listen, so I mean, yeah, be prepared. Be prepared, guys. If it does this force push to main, you're screwed because you just literally deleted all your code base. The more things you could add, the more tempting I am gonna get. Yeah, there's already a lot of features, guys. There's a lot of features in Sigma Shake already. I probably don't need to, I just need to make it more simpler. I really just don't need to add any more crazy features. I use OpenCloud on your main PC, my guy. Sandbox. What sandbox? Guys, sandbox don't work. Sandbox don't work, guys. Even if sand, oh yeah, you could also, upload sense API keys, secrets. I mean, it's the red list. Yeah, there's just so many things I could do, guys. So many things, and Sigma Shake prevents all these. The only thing that people say, guys, right, this is what the industry is trying to do, all right? Let me tell you. The industry is trying to get you to use sandbox mode, right? They try to get you to use sandbox mode. use a proxy. Use proxy to block network access. So whitelisting every domain IP. They add, what else do they add? I think those are the main ones. The sandbox, network restrictions. I'm trying to think. Let me look at my website again. It's literally on right here. All right, let's go back. One is they don't do any of these. Most of them just do like one thing. Where is it? Where is it? I'm trying to find where it says. Oh, open comparison. Oh yes, OpenShell. So file system, network access, and process isolation. Terms kernel on every tool called destructive verbatim operations. Okay. Skill-based guardrail. Guardrails on skills. Prompt-based guardrail. Analyzing, oh, the prompts. Man, it's hot. Oh my god, it's so hot, guys. It's so hot in here. Guys, it's gonna be 90, 100 something degrees at my place. I'm melting. I think I'm gonna need a fan, guys. I need a fan. I need a fan, guys. Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. I'll put it in a foot. You won't need a fan. Your PC will need a better cooler. Yeah, I need to assemble a fan, guys. I'm melting. It's so hot. Holy. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Impressive.
No wonder I'm just like sweating. I have AC, but appreciate it, man. Okay, where are we at, guys? Okay, so filtering on output and filtering. Oh, perfect, it works. So this was like Guardrails AI. It's Garbanzo, guys. They got hacked. Guardrails AI got hacked by one of the biggest threat actors. Team PCP, the North Korean threat actors, completely poisoned all of Guardrails. Yeah, I wouldn't trust them. I'd only trust me because I don't, for one, I don't publish my CI/CD to the public, and I use zero dependencies. So I make sure that everyone is exposed to the North Korea. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't rely on filtering on input and output. I wouldn't rely on blocking network access that much, even though my feature has this as well. And then sandbox mode doesn't tell your model not to do things, right? So there's no, like, Sigma Shake could tell you, tell the model that it did something wrong, and just blocking it through a sandbox mode or network access doesn't tell the model anything. They'll just say, oh, I can't reach it. Maybe I'll just try a different method. So it'll try to be even more dangerous, right? The model just says, are you a spy? No. Nope. Oh, this fan feels so good, so much better, guys. Oh. Okay. All right. Where are we? Sorry, I have to turn back the. That's another thing too. The vibe coder sim shouldn't immediately like eat everybody or like cause minus 20 social credit. But yeah, like so we're talking about the dangerous mode and why these things don't help. They don't help, guys, as much as my tool does. Just to be clear, some clarification here. My tool does evaluates every single tool call and its arguments, and you could create roles to, block, force, depending on what it is, deterministically. And it does more than just that. It does a lot more. I just don't really talk about it much. Although I am changing this look, guys. I'm trying to make it simple like a Google. It's still being worked on for this, but before it'll just show this. It'll just show this before. But we want to just simplify it. We want to simplify, don't make it so simple that that it, you know, anybody could just not shoot themselves in the foot. But yeah, it has audit logs to audit every single command, so you could audit it. Some change logs. I know EXO wanted to change logs, so I added that. A lot of fixes, a lot of features. A checklist on how you want to configure your profiles. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a little, maybe there's too much information. So just like a simple Google, what it's doing, what it's not doing, should just really be it. I mean, we have a bunch of pre-made rules per technology, and this is bugging out because it's running tests, but yeah, keeps track of every approval ever made that you've done. Able to do network restrictions on anything. Setting also sets up a spending and usage limit to prevent you from going over the limit if you want to. There's also resource limits on the actual process itself to not use up like all your CPU and memory. Also monitors every single configuration for your harness for Claude Code and Codex, and memories as well. Monitors your memories as well. Still trying to tune this. This one's a little, there's a like your harness does so many changes to your configurations and memories. I'm not sure. What? Are you a spy? Did that guy just say Strawberry Kim, or did I spell that wrong? Kitten. Strawberry Kitten. Thank you for subbing on YouTube. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the people that sub on YouTube, man. It definitely helps, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, really helps me out a lot. Over time, we'll get there, guys. Over time, we'll get there. All right, guys, we already talked about the modes and how to reach max Tokenmaxxing is yellow dangerous. All right, so we did modes, we did our project, we did our tests.
Impressive.
We did our workflows to use Ultra Code. Ban everyone. All right, what else am I doing that helps with the Tokenmaxxing? Oh, guys, the skills. I'm not a big fan of skills, guys. Skills doesn't seem beta enough. Ban everyone on Twitch. Oh yeah, I read that wrong. Skills. I'm not sure if it's a skill or just like command. All right, so let's start with our launch configurations. For Claude Code, I was running team mode, the max model, permission mode auto, or bypass. It was bypass permissions and effort extra high, and using the Chrome MCP. That's another thing too. Yeah, I tell everybody to use Chrome. Let's do that. Skills. I'm not sure if it falls in here. It probably does. Yeah, it does. Enable Chrome MCP. All right. Enable Chrome MCP. Oh wait, where'd the music go, guys? Where'd the music go? I think it's paused. Yes. All right. Cat. What? Or use Electron. I mean, it's using MCP regardless. Or Chrome. Yeah, it's true. If you can't use Chrome, I guess you could use something that has built-in WebKit or something. We need more bloated Electron apps. Oh no. Alright. So the reason why we use Chrome, guys, is because of the extension here. the Claude extension and the Codex extension. Unfortunately, I'm on Linux and the Codex extension doesn't like work for me. So we're doing that. Chrome. Why enable Chrome? One is it allows your harness, your Claude Code Codex, to interact with the browser, assume your sessions, already authenticated sessions, and work on the website. There's already Chrome, DevTools, MCP, and yeah, but you have to enable it. That's why I enabled the Chrome flag, and you have to configure it. You have to configure the extension and log in and stuff for it to be connected. All right. 2 is the effort levels to high to max. Huh? Why does it cover that? The thing is, we have too much bosses. Which you can install. One works with the other models. Got it. So there's been a lot of talk and comparison, like on 5.6 or Fable, like use high because the max will barely give you like 0.% in increased intelligence or something like that. And that's fine. Sure, you can do that too. If you really want to be efficient with efforts, go ahead and adjust it. I'm not one to choose one or the other, right? Some also does the overthinking. There we go, putting the project on GitHub, but it's not ready for overthinking is a real issue. Yeah, overthinking. Yeah, I use a lot of ultrathink in Claude Code. When it comes to like, I really needed to research this one problem, and if it doesn't, yeah, medium and high is a sweet spot for most tasks. Yeah, exactly. I use ultrathink when it comes to like my workflows and stuff. Oh, skills, command, and prompts. All right, I'll remember that. So we have ultrathink. You could use that. And you'll see when you watch the stream, guys, you'll notice that I use goal, ultrathink, and then the mono skill, or like /mono, and then my prompts. And the reason why I do a lot of that is because I could just straight up full send, get it working. And then I also have ultrathink, ultracode. Yeah. So ultracode is already working because it's the effort levels set, right? And the /goal allows the harness to keep on working until the job is complete. And if we're looking at what I have right now, I think it's stopped. Some stopped because of my guardrail, guys. My guardrail caused it to stop because I'm live and I can't continue for certain things. But right now we're just working on the hair, you know, countdown, whatever, chat reload. Yeah, we have a lot. Oh, I didn't even talk about terminals, guys. I didn't even talk about terminal setup. But yeah, we're back there. So let's see, we got my goal. It keeps on working. Keeps working. Let's have a GIF there. Work. Hard work. Let's do this one. Fight. Oh my gosh. All right. Keeps on working, guys. Lands the killing flow. Oh man, that's hilarious. What's that? I'll have to spam this offline. Yeah. No worries. I wanted something similar to Sword Art Online, where if you land the killing blow, you get like, you know, the XP, the gold, all the special stuff. Anyway, it'll keep on working, right? When it keeps on working, what is the prompt? What is the prompt, guys? The prompt is I think I share this all the time with my community, and it's not really, I wouldn't say it's too special, and you have to cater it to your own thing. You love seeing 5 coding mechanics evolve, yeah. No, it's been there for a long time, guys. It's been there for a very, very long time. You just, guys, I don't know why it finally added the feature. Finally added the feature of the last killing blow. Anyway, so this mono skill. What's in this mono skill? Well, at high level, you know, it creates a meta prompt, and I talk about all the time. And what is the meta prompt? Uses initial submission. And then creates a prompt. Sorry, it's gonna be looking pretty weird for this diagram thingy. Creates well-structured prompt. Then, oops. And then submits structured prompt to itself. Guys, remember when in the industry kept saying loop was the next big thing? This is what they were talking about. Like, remember loops? Remember this, guys? Remember everybody kept talking about loops on YouTube? Loops is the best thing, and then Boris was like, yeah, I just use loops every minute to do check this, check that, check this, check that, loop. Guys, they're using like really skill-based loops, like loops to just tell it to look at these things and do it on a schedule. But they didn't know about the meta loop, guys. They didn't know about the meta loop. They didn't know that you could use your initial input, let the model create the prompt, and then submit that prompt to itself. They didn't know that. I'm not even sure if they know to this day, if they know about that. But you could do that. And what's this? People say like, this is probably, is this RSI? Recursive self-improvement? This is a no. This is a no. No. This is a no, guys. We're not self-improving anything, guys. We're not self-improving anything. We're just doing one prompt at a time right now. One prompt. One prompt with a beefy goal. Guys, this goal is huge, right? Depending on what it is, especially if you're working on a monorepo. Like, for example, like what if I want all my tests to be like well tested for every single service? Wouldn't that be a huge goal, right? Could it be RSI and aggregate though over time? Yeah, I can. Can it? One prompt. Yeah. Take over the world one prompt at a time. Yeah. So yeah, we're doing this, right? We're in it to win it with that one goal. Ultra think, keep on working. It pretty much, guys, what goal is goal equals spec plus Ralph loop plus, I don't know, plus all this stuff, right? And it's just gonna keep going. It's just gonna keep going until that thing is complete. All right. Testing. All right. So yeah. So now that you have the prompt, right, and it's able to use the MCP, Ralph's prospect plus testing loop. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's your stuff. It's your stuff, guys. So we have the skill, and the skill is the one skill to rule them all like this. The one skill that rules them all. The one skill that rules them all, guys. Why? Guys, everybody creates, oh, I created this skill, I created that skill, I created a skill to do this, I created a skill to do that, blah, blah, blah. Guys, as a vibe coder, or as a new vibe coder, do you really want to be managing like 1,000 different skills just to do something? Sure, I'm all for creating specialized skills, guys. I'm all for doing something consistent, and you could create skills to do those things to sort of do it as deterministically as possible, right? It will remember, it will update, it will do that consistently on how to do that thing. But what if you just like, hey, I want this project to do XYZ. I want that project to do XYZ. Like, don't you want just one skill to just do it, right? I think we're all for something simple. I vibe code a GitHub with 50 apps and 4 stars. Nice. Kappa. One skill that rules them all. All right. So we're at here. One skill that rules them all. I mean, sure, you could have like, several skills, each independently on what it could do and stuff, and that's fine, right? That's perfectly fine. But the mono skill should be short and sweet, and yeah, like it's great. It's great, right? So that takes you to the skills portion, right? Now, I think I could talk about. We went over skills. I go over this all the time in stream. I just do /mono for everything, guys. Mono for everything.
Impressive.
All right, the next is like terminals. Terminals, guys. How do we move in speed? Welcome to that one guy. Or welcome to everybody that's in the stream, guys. Welcome. Say, if you hadn't said anything in stream, guys, just say hello and what operating system you use. That's all I ask. All right. Hello and what operating system you use. So now let's talk about like terminals, or not terminals versus desktop, guys. Terminals versus desktop. All right, guys. The most controversial topic. All right. Terminals versus desktop. All right, guys. Some people, guys, what's your power level? Guys, what's your power level? What's that say? Don't use desktop, just don't. Win Vista. Hello. Hello. All right. Terminals versus desktop. Very controversial, guys. Very controversial, right? There's a crowd, terminal crowd, and then there's a desktop app crowd, right? Desktop. New people. And then terminals, nerds. All right. CLI, nerds. All right. New people. New vibe. Coders. And honestly, I don't discriminate. I support both, guys. I support both. We could have peace. We could have peace among ourselves. Peace and love, what else do we need here? Peace and love. No, let's see here. I think peace. Which one do we want, guys? Which one do we want? I want something where they're like handshake. Ah, this one. Oh, doesn't show up. Guys. Is there stickers? These handshakes, guys. Will this work? Will this work? Oh no, it's invisible. Handshake. And how hard is it to find a handshake? No, that doesn't look good either. Handshake, try this one. Alright, there you go. And the internet loves cats, guys. The internet loves cats. And so what do we do, guys? I think one of the things, let's talk about all the things that happened in the past 6 months. Right? There was VS Code, Cursor, Anti-Gravity, Claude, Cowork, Codex, Desktop, Open Code. Alright, list goes on and on. And then for the CLI, there was Claude Code, Codex. Oh, I forgot Gemini. CLI. Pi. Pi? Yeah, Pi. Then like Cursor, CLI, then Open Code, CLI, and yeah, VS, GitHub, CLI. Yeah. So there's like a lot of options to choose from. The downside, guys, when like 6 months ago, when you use this, you can only do one session at a time. Wasn't that weird? There was no tabs. At the time, there was no tabs. At the time, there was no tabs to have individual sessions. Don't you find that weird? Don't you find that weird when at the time they had this? It was just weird, guys. Just weird. But when Claude Code became a thing, you could have like multiple sessions. It was crazy. It was just sessions up the wazoo. You could have as many sessions as you want. It was crazy, guys. It was crazy. It was Tokenmaxxing. It was Tokenmaxxing at the time. And then like, you know, all the other ones followed suit, and it became that's why when the Claude Code came out, guys, it was or whenever these harnesses came out, it was just amazing for the users that lived in the terminal, because these people were working at like one session pace at a time. These people were working like, you know, several, you know, 100 agents as much as they wanted. The only limitation was rate limit, right? It was rate limits, weekly usage was the bottleneck. Right, from here, rate limits, weekly usage was the bottleneck, and then let's make that blue, and then never hit rate limits unless they used Opus. All right, just imagine someone with a hyperlink. Yeah, guys, it was pretty, like, if you were a nerd, it was pretty straightforward to always use this, right? Like, always. There was no question. There was no question. Right? No question. No question to use the CLI versus that, right? Or ZellaJ. Yeah. So that's why we were always convincing like our community and ourselves to like always use the terminal, always use CLI, because you could just spin up a bunch of sessions to do all the work that you want to do. And then for desktop, it was like a hassle. You had to open a workspace, and then you had to set it up, and then you had to start up the session, then you had to chat and load up the UI and all that stuff. And there was just so much extra stuff that you never hit the rate limit unless you used the frontier models that wasted a lot of tokens, right? And yeah, that's what caused it all, guys. That's what caused it all. And yeah, that's why, you know, a lot of people were alienated and overwhelmed as a new vibe coder when they used desktop applications, because that was their only way of interacting with Claude Code and Codex and stuff. But yeah, there's the pros and cons. TUI is garbanzo, we all know it. Yeah, we all know that the terminal was bad, but the pros, you know, you were able to use multiple sessions. And then that didn't really work out for like new users. Like, you know, there's people at work, that your work or anybody's work, they literally have only access to Claude Code, so they had to learn how to use the terminal to interact with it. How sad is that, guys? It's pretty bad. Imagine being a person in accounting, having to learn how to use Claude using a terminal. And that must have been painful, guys. That must have been so painful. Painful, guys. Imagine a lawyer trying to know how to use Claude Code to interact with Claude. They had to open the PowerShell or a terminal just to use Claude. That's painful, guys. That's not good user experience at all. Yeah, I've stayed away from risking my subscription access, getting around the whole sort of API stuff. Yeah, we don't want to get banned, guys. We don't want to get banned. So overall, guys, try, like, ever since Claude and Google banned people's accounts for using different harnesses, we don't use other harnesses on this stream. So let's talk about, like, what can we do if we're only on the desktop application? What can we do to distill Tokenmaxx? Because ideally, you know, the advice that I give shouldn't just be for the nerds, right? Ideally, majority of the users are probably in desktop applications, right? Just UGPT let you use other harnesses. Yeah, there's that too. Well, the one is, like, there's several techniques that I just mentioned here to do like the workflows, the modes, the testing, the boilerplate templating, using different tools. Oh, another thing too, I just didn't mention. I didn't mention it, but I'll have it on the side here so I won't forget. So it's a red PRCI/CD. I didn't talk about this, guys. I didn't talk about the CI/CD, but we'll talk about it. Because we got all day, guys. We got all day. It's only what? It's only 4, guys. We have the next, like, 6+ hours to talk about stuff. So terminals. Oh, okay. We have desktop applications, and we've already configured Chrome MCP. But I guess the best thing to do is just to still do the /goal, because that'll always work. I think your biggest bottleneck is really CPU usage. The bottleneck, also, both have CPU memory bottlenecks. I think they both encounter this eventually, right? There's gonna be a time when your system's just not. I can't take it anymore. I can't spawn all these sessions and terminals anymore. So just stop working or wait. Maybe if your configuration is smart enough with Sigma Shake, yeah, but most aren't. Right, I'm here. How do you get banned from? Oh my gosh. Ay ay ay. All right, what else are we talking about, guys? What else are we? In terms of Tokenmaxxing, what have I done? Like, I feel like all the advice that I give really helps everyone, regardless of they're using desktop or not. So I'm just making sure, like, we went through stuff. Buy more RAM, download more RAM. That's true.
Impressive.
Welcome. So we made it in to never hitting rate limits. So let's see. Is there anything else, guys? I'm trying to think. What did I do in desktop that allowed me to work well? Is mainly the Chrome MCP was like the biggest one, and then the skill that I had was also the biggest one. We created specialized agents already for everything. So what else, guys? Let me just look at my Windows setup, guys, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, guys. Uh-oh. Windows is not running. Uh-oh. How is that possible? Offline. Container running. Ay ay ay. Something happens to my Docker. Ewo, I trusted you. Wow. It's broken now. I have to stop it. Sigma, when are you doing update guardrails for smart fridge? Oh my goodness. Smart fridges. To be honest, I was trying to use all my subs through Pi, and it used anti-gravity endpoint. I don't know how. Yeah, that's why you should have used Sigma Shake. Let's see here. That's why it rebooted. Okay. I think it just didn't fix didn't fix it. Or it did fix it. Let's see. Oh, it fixed it. Wait, what caused the reboot? Let me see. I think Ewo, you didn't activate Windows. Oh, that's why it rebooted? Huh, interesting. I thought we solved that issue already. Don't worry, he'll come back buying you some milk. Find my dad. We'll find your dad one day, Niso. We'll find him. Hopefully he submits his DNA to 23andMe and you can find him. Or is that company dead? I think the company is dead now. Go. Let's see. Where are we at now, guys? Where are we at? Nope, that's not it. Where to go, guys? Where to go? Where did dog at? Oh, here it is. Navi? What's it like touching grass? Does Navi talk? I don't see what Navi says. Oh, we can't even see Navi. Let's see here. Navi's... guys, there's too many boss fights. For some reason, there's way too many boss fights that's going on. What's going on? And my whole UI scene is completely cooked, guys. Oh, man. Claude or Codex messed up everything, guys. Messed up everything. Jesus. I cannot, I might not even trust it to touch Sigma Shake anymore, guys. But it's been cooking. My dad's Hun Grinder. How did you find that out? Oh my god. Alright, might not. But yeah. We're able, the main lack of thing is now you could have multiple sessions now. This supports multiple sessions. Oh, wait. Actually, guys, but limited to only one computer. I think there was something that I don't remember what operating system it was, guys. I think it's Codex or Claude Cowork. It might be Cowork. Man, that's another thing that's bad, guys. Something happened. Something happened, guys. But I remember there was a stream where we tried to use Claude Code or Codex desktop on multiple computers, and we can only use one at a time. Sigma Shake, do you let your sessions talk to each other in an inter-channel linter chat? They do automatically in team mode and workflows, so you don't really need to do that. I don't recommend creating a custom thing for your sessions to talk to each other, but it does do the buy skill, the review skill integration. The review integration that you have with Codex, not Codex, Claude Code to work with Codex, I'm using that. Might be a bug though, guys. This might be a bug. This might be a bug. Okay. That was the only downside that I had with desktops in multiple sessions, because if you work on multiple computers, say I'm on a Linux machine, or not Linux, yeah, Linux machine, then I go to my Windows machine, and it both sees each other's sessions, and so it tries to cancel one to run the other because it thinks it's on the Windows machine thinks it's on a Linux machine. The Linux machine thinks it's on a Windows machine, and it creates this weird bug. So it's weird, guys. Working on multiple computers, I don't think they didn't think about that, guys, when they were making the desktop applications. What else? What else, guys? What do we have here? I once simulated Mac on WSL 2. I can say it was an experience. Okay, got it. All right, now Tokenmaxxing with CI/CD. Guys, CI/CD. Continuous integration, continuous development. What is this exactly? What is this? This is GitHub Actions. And then there's also like Git. There's several other solutions out there. I'm only going to talk about GitHub Actions. All right. So don't pick on me for this one. That I didn't say. You didn't talk about that CI/CD system. There's plenty, guys. There's plenty. But let me tell you what happens. All right. You know, first the trigger. This does GitHub Actions, yeah. So the trigger, a pull request. And I'm not going to talk about the crazy things that you could do with pull requests, right? I'm not going to talk about triggering on different like branch names and all that stuff and tags. No, we're just creating the pull request, right? The pull request, right? Reads the YAML, toml, config, and this configuration. So YAML, toml, configuration, it's just a file. It's just a file, guys. Just a file with instructions. Right? For the new Vibe coders, it's just a file with instructions. Nothing too crazy, guys. Oh no. Vibe coder sims crashed again. Alright. It's just a file with some instructions, guys. And so it has the operating system. Image.
Cool. We got a lot of contributors.
They even I have my moderators also control my stream too.
Hey, that's kind of smart though, man. It's like that's a little more than open source, personally. You feel what I'm saying? Like open
Yeah,
source is pretty open, but like to openly build it and openly collaborate at the same time you build it, bro, that's a little further than open source.
yeah. It's pretty crazy. It takes a lot of effort and energy, but you know, I'm on my computer all the time, so might as well. Might as well, guys. I was literally just talking about Tokenmaxxing. I had like for the past probably 2 hours I was talking about. I started at what, 3? So 2 hours or 2. When did I start, guys? 2? Okay, for the past 3 hours I was talking about Tokenmaxxing, I think. Yeah, and I'm still not done yet. I'm talking about CI/CD right now. And how to token max with CI/CD. And for my strategy so far, well, at least what I recommend is like don't use GitHub Actions as much as possible. Do everything local. All right. Do everything locally. This is the wrong way, guys. The wrong way to token max, because every PR that you create triggers CI/CD, right? And within your CI/CD, it starts the operating systems. It runs the tests, right? Runs tests, formatters, scanners, and that all like racks up time, right? Like minutes, hours, wasted per PR. And you're when you're working with multiple workflows and multiple GitHub Actions. Thanks for the follow, guys. Thanks for the follow. You're wasting a lot of compute and time. And when that happens, like you're just waiting there, waiting for it to finish and to deploy. That's another thing too. Once it passes that portion, guys, it deploys, publishes, notarizes, and that itself, could also take minutes and hours, right?
Right.
And,
I just got you on YouTube and Twitch.
oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you talking, sharing your story and stuff. I'm also in the security field too, but yeah, that's why most of my tooling that I created is all security.
Yeah, I was headed that direction.
Yeah.
Hiccup.
Yeah, once the time is built into deploys, you're just burning minutes, and it costs money in GitHub Actions. Actions use up money because you're paying for time and compute. Oh my god, it's my AI psychosis guy came in just now. Oh my gosh, save me, can't log into ChatGPT via web. It's making your AI psychosis worse. Huh? What? Alright, what is it this time? Just not accessing? Giving you psychosis? That's the opposite effect. As long as you're not using ChatGPT, you don't go through psychosis. Yeah, there's so much hallucination. Guys, you've heard of the stories of like people falling in love with their AI and then making them hallucinate that they're a genius, right? I'm not the only one. We watched a lot of YouTube videos on it, and yeah, like for CICD, yeah, we don't recommend. We don't recommend. Instead, do everything locally, guys. Do everything locally. And do checks, tests before merging. Oh, that's another thing too, guys. We don't use PRs. Guys, we don't use PRs. To Tokenmaxx, pull requests are too slow. Pull requests too slow, guys. You got a waifu pillow for your AI girlfriend? Oh, nice. I hope your wife knows about it. And your kids. Yeah, pull requests are too slow, guys. Guys, am I going through AI psychosis to think pull requests are not needed? Like, even though everything is going testing on my local machine.
I thought you were singing.
Yeah.
Impressive.
It was Dr. Millsy. Yeah, you have no blue pills? Oh, no. Yeah, the fact that, hey, thank you for subbing on YouTube. That's probably delayed. Yeah, guys, like, the one issue that you might run into, guys, fair warning here, warning, another different type of warning. If you, let's see here, let's do this type of warning this time. So, let's turn this to do, I just merge to main master. Let's just do that. Quick warning though. Quick warning.
You good?
You may have Git conflicts. May have Git conflicts, guys.
Impressive.
And there's several ways to avoid it though. Several techniques to avoid it. As long as you don't have multiple workflows working on the same project in your monorepo, you'll be fine. You should be fine. And your AI agents that are working with multiple sessions should be able to not run into this issue. But yeah, we're trying to work as fast as possible here. We're trying to Tokenmaxx as much as possible, work as fast as possible. Yeah, I'm surprised I talked about this so late into the segment in this YouTube video. Let's see here. What else are we doing, guys? Is there anything that I missed? We're able to publish, work fast, make changes fast. Oh, yeah, I guess, like, what tools do your thing need? I think we talked about the tools, but like, what specific tools now? Like, we're sort of running out of content for Tokenmaxxing. I think we're good to go on Tokenomics. Tokenomics. I think, are we good to working on Tokenomics now and how to save tokens instead of how to burn tokens as fast as possible? I guess we could talk about it. We have a few techniques. There's been a lot of chatter. I think that was another thing too, guys. Everybody's like, Sigma, you burn so much tokens so quickly. We gotta start, we only have 2 accounts. So we gotta start being more frugal about our tokens. So now that you know how to Tokenmaxx, guys, and you're able to properly use up all your tokens before expiring quickly, or like at the most optimized form possible for your projects, I guess now we go work on
Impressive.
tokenomics. What do you guys think? Did I cover everything, guys? Like,
Impressive.
for the people that watched my stream, like, is there... Oh man, I just realized that this thing is off.
Impressive.
Why is there 2 sims? There's 2 sims for some reason. I created 2
Impressive.
sim scenes in the same source. Or 2
Impressive.
sources. Let's see here. Let's remove that one. Alright. Move that one. Okay.
Impressive.
So it's greeting everybody again, guys. It's greeting everybody. You recently what? You recently lowered normal Fable 5 and GBT Soul token usage by around 90% less when normal tokens are so more difficult to chew through a lot of tokens even on max effort settings. I see. Yeah, I just went through the whole shebang on how to token max to use up all your tokens, so I don't think I need to go in that direction anymore. Usually it's the opposite. Usually like people are saying, oh, I don't have enough tokens or to use, but we sort of went the opposite. Like this is like sort of catering to Joe who has like 5+ resets for their Codex account and isn't able to use them all in time. But yeah, it's getting more bang for your buck, guys. I think we could go to Tokenomics now. I think... Wait, where'd our thing go? Oh no, we lost our... Oh, this is local, guys. This is local. I forgot. I'm running this on my local machine. Do you think I could save this, guys? Could I save this? Save to... Save the disk. Let's save this to Excalidraw. Excalidraw. Alright, this one is Tokenmaxxing. Alright, we saved that for Tokenmaxxing. I'm so sad, guys, that even though I'm running it locally, it doesn't support GIFs. So that ruins the immersion. Prompt injecting via proprietary file type. Yeah. Oh no, guys. Alright. Should we make a new one, guys? A new one? A new video. Okay, video number 2. What time is it? It's 5:19. Alright, let me pause, guys. It doesn't say. It doesn't say, guys. Save the current file. Command palette. Library. You just delete everything, I guess. Alright. Boom. Goodbye. Alright. Tokenomics. Guys, I'm no expert. I'm saying at the beginning of that video, guys, I'm no expert on tokenomics. All right, I'm usually a token maxer, but when it comes to token maxing, you gotta make every token count. You can't just be wasting it. All right. So what are the techniques? This video will probably be pretty short, to be honest. But let's go with what we know. Go with what we know. So I don't want to talk about what is a token. There's plenty of things out there already. But let's see what our current tokenomics are right now for my current project. All right, let's go to my other browser. It's probably gonna go here. All right, we're going here. We're gonna refresh this. Oh, it's the new day already, guys. It's already the 15th UTC. Somewhere in UTC, guys. Alright. Okay, guys. How much did I use today? I used 40 billion tokens today. Yesterday. Or today. Today or whatever. 40 billion tokens. Damn, guys. That's a lot of tokens, and we probably could have used more if my my task didn't end itself because we started the stream. So guys, if my stream didn't, if I didn't stream, this would probably be at 50 billion to 60 billion tokens by now. But I'm streaming, so it ran into some issues, and so it couldn't continue the goals that it wanted to do. Your game starts off with a massive open world planet. Oh, okay. All right. Going back to the tokens. All right. Apparently, guys, in the past 7 days, I've only saved 7 million tokens, which isn't that much. Well, I was probably referring to output tokens, to be honest. Man. Oh wait, I have to switch my views. Gotta switch the views. Man, I really need to get the I need the chat overlay to overlay the sim. There you go. There it is. That's what I should have done, guys. That's what I should have done. Let's see, guys. We're at 4. Yeah. All right. All right. Okay, so we looked at the tokenomics to reduce savings, and it looks like SDK is broken or something, guys. It's saved a lot of tokens, but at the same time, this number doesn't look right. Doesn't look right, but let's see. Let's see it. Yeah, this number doesn't look right, guys. But this number looks about right. Total, no tokens. 200 billion tokens. All time. Yeah, there must be something wrong here. But anyway, let's look at what the token savings techniques that we've been using. Man. All right. So I think anybody that's researched about token saving heard about RTK by now, right? By now? Who hasn't heard about RTK? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. But most of the people that have should know that it's CLI proxy that pretty much aliases commands to produce like close to 90% token output utilization or input utilization. One or the other. What is it? Is it output or input?
Impressive.
One of those two. Let's see here. Savings. Raise your hand, the operator. RTF, RTK. As you can see on the base commands, on ls, cat, the high frequency commands, it reduces savings by up to 70 to 80%. And yeah, it saves quite a lot of tokens by reducing the output because it aliases the commands to use its own little command to the one thing that I do worry, guys, is I actually vibe coded a version of this because it does the aliasing. Oh man, that was really confusing me. That was like my dyslexia kicking in or something. Because it does that, I really don't trust RTK because it does that technique. And so I just created my vibe coded version of it that does the exact same thing. And now I'm able to save like a ton of tokens. Like majority of my token saving has been because of my version of RTK. I called it STK, Sigma Token Killer. But feel free to use the RTK and trust it. But it has quite a lot of stars. But if this ever gets compromised, oh man, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. So I don't trust it. I create my own version of it. So that's one. Other we talk about is Graphify. Same thing, guys. I don't trust the tool if it gets compromised, so I create my own version. Graphify Labs. No, this isn't it. It's not a skill, guys. It's not a skill. It's it is this one. This one. All right, this one, guys. I'll post it here. Oh, this is not the one. So, oh, I guess they did rename it, huh? Yeah, they did rename it. They did rename it. They, I guess, incorporated or something. But anyway, it allows, instead of using like grep and rip grep and all those other tools that like find particular files and stuff and strings in your project, I created my own version of it. I just said, hey, Fable, Opus, make my own version of Graphify, and they did. And yeah, I wouldn't trust this if this gets compromised. It's all hell loose on this one, so I created my own version. With background security, I don't trust anybody's software as much, guys. Just put it in my tinfoil hat on, guys. These people have no experience in security, so I rather just trust my own version. Anyway, that's another one. It also maps it out like a little graph here too. Next one, I have Headroom. Same thing, guys. You're gonna notice a trend here. If you know about me, thank you for subbing on YouTube. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Another thing, guys. I'll link it here. Man, everybody's just like creating their own this is a proxy, right? Yeah, this is a proxy. So I'll link this here. And it's a proxy that uses fewer tokens for JSON data, and it proxies commands as well to compress tool outputs and logs and history. And I just created my own version. I just say, hey, Claude, Opus, Fable, create my own version of this. And yeah, guys, if any of these tools get compromised in the supply chain, it's all ogre, guys. It's all ogre. And that's why I created my own version. You could trust them, sure. I'm just giving my 2 cents. They created good products, good ideas. I just don't trust anybody else but myself. All right, it's hard, and it's hard for me to trust anybody else that thinks the way I do. So that's why I do it. Next, guys. We have Ponytail. Guys. This is technically just a skill, combination of a skill. I think it's just a skill, but pretty much it creates its thing is a spiel is it creates a bunch of like reviewers on your changes so that it could make the least amount of changes possible to do the same functionality up to 94% of less code, cheaper, faster, safer, and it pretty much acts like a very, very super senior developer. And they're like, yeah, you don't need all that code. You could just do it in like one line type of thing, right? It's more of like a concept of preventing from creating a bunch of code and just do it with the most minimal amount of code possible. You could think of it like a caveman, but not really. It's more like you shouldn't code all this because it could all done with this single line of code type of thing, right? Hopefully that makes sense. A min-maxer, yeah. It's definitely a min-maxer. Guys, I would have caveman in here, but I don't recommend caveman. This is like a conspiracy hat on, guys. Conspiracy cat. Conspiracy. You might not agree with this, guys. You might not agree with this. Why don't I... Everybody knows about caveman. There's this meme about caveman saving 75% less tokens. Blah, blah, blah. But as I was, you know, looking at it, there over time they probably removed it, but there was some weird things going on with this repo, guys. Really weird things. Only for specific use cases, yeah. Encoding isn't one of them, yeah. It was really weird. There was like some Chinese characters being injected into the skill, and I was just like, what the heck's going on? Like, why is it trying to do that? Was it like updated with like with what do you call it, Quen or something? It was really suspicious ever since then. And then even if you did install it, and installed it on like the mat, or try to get it to talk less, the most amount of possible, like for some reason in my project it would never work. Even with enforcing Sigma Shake rules to enforce like its talking style, it would not work. So if it doesn't work with my Sigma Shake enforcement, like I automatically just I was like, what the heck's going on? It's not even working. So yeah, not recommended, guys. Can make your model become a caveman. Become a caveman. And guys, the most important thing of all, guys, the most important thing of all is Sigma Shake. I'm not even joking here, guys. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking, guys. When you try to apply all these methods of token savings, your AI model could hallucinate and not even use these tools. So what Sigma Shake does is it has a feature to force using these tools so that it will block any attempts to utilize the non-cost savings utilities and force use these tools to help you improve tokenomics. And there's also rules enforcements to also work with context in rules. So most people think, well, when you go to let's see here, go into our Claude code. Even though I don't have Claude anymore, I can at least do context. And it'll take a while to load, guys, because I have so many conversations. But you gotta think about, now that you have your tools, this probably should have been its own thing here. For tools. 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 Right. I'm gonna be paying for this one, huh? Alright. Caveman. Oh, that's what the strike through was for. Alright. So context and rules. Okay, what about context? Context. All right, we look at my context, guys. I have, you know, majority of my context is just skills, which is barely any percent used for anything. The rest is like MCPs and stuff. But wait, like why is it so clean? Isn't that weird and suspicious? I'm in my monorepo, right? Every turn. Hey guys, they must have patched something, guys, because it never used to be this number, ever. Maybe it's probably per project, guys. It's because when you run the command, when you're working on stuff, then it will show what you used in context. But if you have a fresh, they finally fixed the bug, or if you have like a fresh nothing ran, it will show like nothing other than your skills. All right, so that brings me, what other stuff is there, guys? What other stuff is there? Man, this isn't the right line either. All right. There's your system prompts. So I just had a thought, how does SigmaShake help enterprise with controlling usage? Not just maximize it. I don't think a lot of enterprise paying companies are looking for ways to blindly spend. It just utilizes your it will literally stop your agent from working. That's a downside, guys. That's a downside. As soon as you enable cost spend on SigmaShake, it will literally prevent your agent from ever working. You'd have to disable SigmaShake to get it back to work. This works for subsidized usage where you have the flat fee and want to get as much as it can. Makes sense. Yeah, SigmaShake is too good, guys. It will like, maybe I should advertise it too as a cost saving tool, where it will literally stop your agent from working if it goes over the token budget, your daily token budget. It's about security, not token efficiency, though. I guess it's the form of token efficiency. Yeah, you're right. So there's the system prompt, right? There's skills. There's, MCP. All right. So it's gonna look pretty messy here. All right. What is the system prompt? This is your Claude MD, Agent MD. Your direct competitor would be something like Nemo Claw, right? My competitor? Who? Huh? Huh? You mean open shell? No, probably not. Probably not, guys. We have no competitors. Let's see here. All right, let's try to get some stuff. Why is MCP considered part of tokenomics? Uniclaw is a permission form of OpenClaw made. Yeah, that's not it. Yeah, we do totally separate things. They're trying to embed a whole layer of what do you call it? Security practices that only cover sandbox and networking, but not tool calls at our level. And they don't have any pre-made rules either. That's another thing. There's a lot of things. And, you know, it's an open Claude. It's not supporting all AI coding agents like Cursor, OpenCode, Codex, Claude Code. Yeah, this isn't trying to be a harness. Yeah, we're not a harness either. All right, guys. MCPs. Why is it burning tokens? Every enabled tool connected in connected MCPs use tokens. Guys, this is dumb. I don't know who. I was gonna say I don't know who invented MCP, but it was Anthropic. So every time you enable a tool and connected it in MCP, it uses tokens. So, and nobody creates efficient functionality for their token use. However, you know, what do you call it? It's MCP. All right. I at least enable some functionality to enable token budgeting to enable certain specific features. So you could like, you know, set it up to just be an MCP and it only enables 4 tools, you know, for onboarding, connecting the fleet for enterprise, or installing all the tools. I at least do that for my thing, so that you're not like spending like a large amount of tokens just to utilize the service or the product, right? But everybody else has all their tokens, all their MCP tools enabled by default, like Blender, for example, or Unreal Engine. Like, you connect it to the MCP and it enables like 200 plus tools. So you gotta turn it off every time, or just not use it. So this is dumb, right? This is a dumb design. So beware, guys. Beware. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention here, guys. Alright? Look at your MCP servers, your connected MCPs, because I know, guys, you're like, yeah, I want to connect it to that, and this, and that, and this, and that, and this. And then all of a sudden you're like, why is it taking so much tokens just to do like X, Y, Z, right? Alright, this is where your tokens are going. Alright? Next is, I honestly think this isn't a token waster. This is me. This is me just, this is my input. But uses tokens, but not really, how should I say it? Let's look at our percentage used for turns. Alright, we're looking at skills. MCP tools, Claude and Chrome, yeah. We're talking about custom agents. Custom agents take 0 tokens, alright. And then memory files. Alright, this isn't right, guys. This isn't right. I don't think it's because I didn't really work on anything with Claude. I stopped using Claude. It's my subscription expired and I didn't want to bother renewing it. But I assume, guys, when I did check on it before, it uses tokens. But I'm not really worried about it. Really worried. Right, because, you know, skill files, depending on how large they are, they could be big or large, but if they're not used, I don't think it's gonna like use up tokens for every turn just for creating the skills file. That's something at a harness level that the harness should be able to be smart enough to not use it. I could be wrong. I'm hands up here. I could admit being wrong. If you have too many skill files, you'll use a lot of tokens, but I typically have those skills that the model just creates to just be an expert at deploying stuff, doing things in a semi-deterministic manner, right? And then there's the system prompt, right? Can get big, and your agent can modify it. So this is another thing too, guys.
Impressive.
Your Claude MD, your Agent MD, your system prompts that you make for your agent. The LLM is designed to keep updating this thing. I don't know what it is, guys. Why do they even like? Why does it keep prompting us to say, hey, do you want to edit this Claude MD file? By the way, guys, if you don't want your model to keep modifying your Agent MD files or Claude MD, SigmaShake has the functionality by default to prevent an ask, the ask decision to block edits or ask before editing. But I'm at a point where like the only rule that I have for my for managing Claude MD is to not let it go over 20 lines for my Claude MD file. Let me see here. And also, according to Anthropic, one of their videos said that instead of putting all your logic into your Claude MD, you could put it into skill files instead. So that was another thing. But we wanted to, or I guess it was under 30 lines. We wanted to do something else. We converted majority of all of our system prompt and skills into Sigma Shake rules. So as it works, as it uses the wrong tool, if it uses the right tool, it will, cater to the model to always follow, like, it reduces the overall context and iterations used, and tokens used. And I don't create the system prompt myself. The model just does it all for me. At the time, this was Fable doing it all for me. So, yeah, that's. Oh man, guys, I forgot in my other video that I forgot one thing. Oh my god. Maybe it's a new video. The one thing that I forgot to Tokenmaxxing, guys, I forgot to talk about tech stack. I forgot to talk about tech stack. I knew I forgot something. Oh man. Maybe I could stitch it together. Maybe. Man. Right, so this one's gonna be short though. Tokenomics is gonna be super short, guys. I think tokenomics is not that crazy of a thing that we should be optimizing for, because it could potentially mess up the training of how the model should work. But then again, we use Sigma Shake, so it's like constantly telling it to do certain things all the time. All the time. But man, maybe I should go back and load it, guys. Maybe I should go back. What time is it, guys? Time? 5:52. Okay, 5:52. Oh, starting soon. What else do we have, guys? We got stuff that works on the logic, stuff that works on headroom, Graphify, RTK, Sigma Shake rules. All right, this is all the ones that we're aware of, that at least I'm aware of, that is used for tokenomics. There's probably plenty more, and we have been linked a few projects by Carax that talks about tokenomics or token saving. But we're more, but that tool was using like a bunch of other tools. It does a lot of jack of all trades type of thing. We like tools that do one thing and one thing only. Reason for that is I could get Sigma Shake to create rules to enforce for that specific tool to do that thing. But when you have a tool that does like lots of things, it just becomes more of like a thing that I don't like. I just want my tool to do one thing. Sigma Shake though is starting to do a lot more things, but Sigma Shake you could specifically just make it enforce guardrails, right? That's really what it's used for. And then like one thing that before going off of this topic is track your tokens. Track your tokens, guys. I mean, I created the Sigma Shake token service, right, to track how much tokens I've spent. Estimated cost is it uses light LLM, CC usage, and code burn. Let me link those projects so that you could yoink in the token. Hey, Ito, how's it going, man? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. So code burn, and then CC usage for those who use what do you call it? Claude Code. It has some things to track, like egg yolk. Yeah,